Hi everybody, it's Tuesday, March 11th, 2008. Thanks for watching. I went and voted for Ron Paul in the Mississippi primary today. I've got my little sticker right here. It says, I voted. First time I've ever voted in my life, and I got to vote for Ron Paul. Just really excited about that. Really proud and really happy that I got to vote for that kind of a person. I didn't ever think I would really care enough to vote in an election, and I certainly didn't think I would ever have the opportunity to vote for a man like Ron Paul. So I'm just really excited and really proud and really happy today to say that I actually got to vote. And my Ron Paul book actually came in the mail today too. I've been waiting on that for a long time. They're on back order, apparently, out of stock. They must be selling a lot of them. But I got my Foreign Policy of Peace book today. So looking forward to reading that. I want to see if Ron Paul is as good a writer as he is a speaker. I really don't know the answer to that yet, but I'm going to find out. Also, I'd like to say that you may not have heard a lot about this, but Ron Paul destroyed Chris Pedden. I know we've heard a lot about Chris Pedden was looking to humiliate Ron Paul and drive him out of Congress. Chris Pedden is a neocon. He's got the same agenda as Bush and Cheney. So it would have been really sad if Chris Pedden had actually beat Ron Paul, and he was telling a lot of lies about Ron Paul. He was repeating the claim that Ron Paul is a racist as if Chris Pedden and the other neoconservatives aren't. But yeah, he was making that claim that Ron Paul's a racist, and he was also making the false claim that Ron Paul was lying about his record. And a lot of people, it seems, perpetuated that lie and pretended that Ron Paul had, fraudulently claimed that he was that he was named as one of the 50 most effective congressmen by some Washington journal, when in fact he really was named as one of the 50 most effective congressmen by that journal. It was the truth. They just claimed that it was a lie. So, Chris Pedden was defeated by Ron Paul 70% to 30%. And, that's great. The people of Ron Paul's congressional district get it. They understand that, they have an honest man working for them in Congress, and they would rather have that than be lied to and manipulated by some shady politician with, his own agenda and his own motives that have nothing to do with their welfare. They get it. They're not going to fall for Chris Pedden or anybody like him anytime soon. And I think that's great. I'm just shocked that 30% of the people would actually vote for somebody like Chris Pedden. But, it just goes to show you there's always people out there that will vote for anybody. Anybody you put up there, somebody's going to vote for them. And right now, the dark times we live in, lies are very popular. War is much more popular than it should be. Killing people because they're the wrong religion or the wrong race or the wrong nationality is much more popular than it really should be. It's unpopular, but there's still people out there that believe in George Bush and his agenda. And there's people out there that believe in Dick Cheney, believe it or not, in his agenda. So That's just the times we live in. We live in corrupt times. We live in times when you can turn on the TV and watch a television show where people are tortured, and it's good. In the television show, torture brings about, goodness. The good guys are torturing the bad guys, and it turns out great in the end. It's a little show called 24, and it's a blatant propaganda vehicle for the elites. There's no other way to put it. 24, I saw some clips from it, and it was just the most horrifying thing. The good guy is torturing a man, and everybody is so, put off by it, and they're closing their eyes and looking the other way, and this guy is just brutalizing this poor guy strapped to a chair. And after all the torture, the guy admits that he really is evil, and he's trying to, blow up a bunch of innocent people. And then the good guy, puts down his electrodes and his torture devices and goes and finds the bomb and saves all these people, and it was all because of torture. That's just great. That's just effing fantastic. That's the kind of message that we need these days, isn't it? Isn't that the kind of fucking lie that we really need to be hearing? Torture is great. It's going to save us all. Well, it's not. Torture isn't going to save anybody. Violence and killing is not going to save anybody. Hate is not going to save anybody. Racism and bigotry and, hating the other races and religions and hating the gay people and, waving the flag is not going to save anybody. It's just going to result in absolute misery and chaos. And, it's sad that we live in times when you can see a mainstream television show on a major network that is preaching the destruction of mankind, because that's what it is. It's the first step in our destruction. And I hope that we as a society will very quickly begin to reject torture and reject hate and reject violence. And then we will, if we do that, we'll reject our government that we have now, and we'll get a better government. So, but first, before anything can change, we have to change ourselves. We have to change, back into the people that we're supposed to be, back into the people that we claim to be. If we don't do that, it doesn't matter who we elect. All this nonsense is going to keep on, and it's going to get worse. So, anyway, that's basically all I wanted to say. I got to vote for Ron Paul today, so I'm really happy about that. And it doesn't matter what happens in the election. This is just the beginning. Mark my words. It's just the beginning. Thanks for watching.